Indeed, when we say incredible, it's because it's hard for us to believe it happened the way it did. Carissa, a win like this one, you see your opponent play a move like knight b4, you were geared up for a tremendous fight, and then suddenly this appears on the board. Your reaction to this kind of blunder?
I mean, at first I thought like I hallucinated something. I was like, is rook d4 even really winning? So I had to take a few minutes to kind of double check everything, but I mean, it's a very pleasant thing when your opponent just kind of blunders and you don't have to fight it out for like another 2 hours.
So you don't feel sorry for her or anything? You just, thanks for the point?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of homework to do, you know, so had to finish up quickly here.
Okay. The opening itself was very sharp. How much of it did you prepare?
Oh, I mean, I wasn't expecting the Caro-Kann at all, and then I was kind of like, you know what, I'll just play e5 for fun because I haven't really played it before, and I was hoping that, since I hadn't seen Irina play it before, I was hoping she wouldn't really know what to do either, and we would just like get out of book, and I think that's what happened, but yeah.
Right, you play this idea of queen to a4 and then continued sharply with c4, so you were not necessarily familiar with the nuances of this position, you were just playing chess right here.
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of doing whatever, you know. I was like, c4 looks good, queen a4 looks good, you know, open up the center a bit. She's not castled yet, and I can like have more space, so it should be better for me.
There were some sharp lines that started breaking out once your rook landed. d4 is something that Yasser was mentioning was possible. Obviously, a number of variations were possible there. As Yasser points out, one way that the game could have gone. We did see a position right around here. G4 starts to become an idea. Were you ever looking at it?
G4 right
Not
here.
necessarily this moment. G4 is a move at this moment, but were you starting to look at any moves like f4, g4, trapping the bishop with f5?
Yeah, definitely. I would have to calculate a little bit because there's always like knight takes e5 stuff. But I thought like h6 was a reasonable response because like g4 is a pretty big threat. So.
And when your rook landed on d7, what was your assessment here? Did you feel like I'm starting to cook?
Yeah, I felt like I was definitely pressing here, but I thought I probably misplayed it a little bit after like bishop b4 here. Maybe rook c1 isn't necessarily the best, but I usually like to stay ahead of the clock in my games, so I couldn't really spend too much time on this one position, I thought. And I was like, rook c1 looks good enough. I could get into like a slightly better endgame. The bishop.
So you saw the endgame coming. What did you have for rook c1, bishop c3, queen a2?
I mean, I didn't really look too closely at queen a2, honestly, because I thought, I mean, I should be able to take on like b7 with my queen or rook, right? And it looks a little iffy for her.
If you're playing against Yasser Sirwan, you always have to look at lines that involve your pawn being captured.
Well, luckily I wasn't playing Yasser then.
Nice. Yeah, it does turn out that queen b7 goes into some wild, crazy lines along the 7th rank. And then the endgame came on, and how do you evaluate this position? I guess it was bishop e4. You played bishop f1 after clearly some thought. Retreating the bishop is not necessarily the party move. How did you feel here? Like, slight advantage or?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I had a slight advantage and I could press a little bit, eventually get my queenside pawns rolling. And yeah, I mean, with bishop f1, I just wanted to threaten rook takes b7 because, I mean, I was looking at all sorts of lines of like a3 or bishop c5 or like rook d1 even to try to keep rooks on the board, or 2 pairs of rooks on the board. But yeah, I mean, I thought bishop f1, threaten b7, and then we'll see how she reacts and then figure out a game plan from there.
Yeah, well, it turned out to be a fantastic move as she prompted knight to b4 blunder. You are in first place now by yourself. Of course, there are games that are pending. Gotcha. Your aspirations coming into this tournament, how do they look right now versus when you first came to play?
I mean, I'm always hoping to win every year, but I don't really have any expectations of it, I guess. So
You just beat the 8-time champ. I mean, your main rival.
Yes. I mean, there's still a lot of other people who could catch up. I mean, Irina could still catch up if I falter eventually. So I'm just trying to keep it like one game at a time still.
All right, professional attitude.
Yes.
Go get your homework done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Carissa, indeed. Good luck with the homework. I'm just quickly